One of the things that I really need to do is get some of the shelving tore out of here. We got a couple nice days, it looks like, in the forecast. So I'd really love to go get the Rockford lathe, get it set in place. We moved up here on a Friday and Saturday, and that Sunday we had a blizzard with 40-mile-an-hour winds. And we got some warm weather after that, but it was still muddy and, you know, still snow on the ground. It was melting, all that. I didn't want to move the lathe in those conditions. And then it snowed again, and then it snowed again. So anyway, point being, the weather has not cooperated at all. But according to the forecast, looks like it could be up into the 60s tomorrow, which I can't believe. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna just start ripping shelves out of here. I want the Rockford lathe to go up here in this spot right in front of this bench. Basically, I want to leave, well, basically it'll go right up against that bench where it is now. So it'll be just about that much space between the lathe and the wall is how wide that bench is. Does that make sense? I don't know if I said that right. Anyway, so I'm going to rip out that bench. And the lathe is going to go there. I'm going to set it this direction. Rip out that corner piece and those shelves and just start getting rid of crap. Ooh. It's actually a piece of glass. That's kind of a scary piece of glass. Bench. Okay then. Oh, there's still something in there. Whoa. It's still sealed. Sweet. That'll come in handy. And I think somebody spent a whole lot of time building this bench. That blade's dull. Now that's a blade. Awesome. I am not a fan of workbenches that are bolted in place, tools that hang on the wall. My grandpa's shop had a lot of benches and a lot of pegboard, and it was just always full of junk. It was just really difficult to keep clean. But more importantly, you lose a lot of available floor space when you have a bench that's bolted in place. If you can move that bench, then you can access that floor space. Does that make sense? You really have a lot more room if you don't have benches that are bolted in. And also, having your tools hanging on the wall is not a good thing because you always got to go to that place on the wall to get them. I mean, there's a few tools, like some specialty tools or something like that. It's okay to have hanging on the wall, but most of the time, it's better just to have everything in a toolbox that rolls. it feels drastically different in here. It feels way bigger. I mean, this is a decent sized garage. 14 by 28 is not bad. Honestly, even working out of my grandpa's shop, that's about what I often worked in. Because with all the stuff in there all the time. Anyway, give you a quick little tour here. Boy, it feels different. I only have a 9-foot ceiling in here, and that's a big issue for me. I need at the bare minimum 10 foot for most of my projects. And also I need 10 foot to get my welding truck in here. I could actually park my welding truck in here if this was a 10-foot ceiling. Even with the welder sitting there like that. It would actually squeeze in there, believe it or not. Doesn't look like it, but it would, according to the tape measure. Which I would actually really, really like to be able to get my welding truck in this garage and be able to work on it during the winter. Well, heck, there's even times during the summer I just want to be out of the sun. So I've had some pretty crazy ideas on actually lifting this garage up. But think about raising it 4 foot, adding 4 foot to the bottom. Just raise the whole garage up and put 4 foot all the way around the bottom. That's a crazy idea, huh? I think it'd be doable. I doubt this garage weighs all that much. And I've been around grain bins, using grain bin jacks to raise those things. Well, to build them, you build grain bins starting at the top, but only at the ground, and you keep jacking them up and put another ring on and jack them up. So it'd be the same idea to add 4 foot here, just raise it up. So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it really hard, actually. But I don't know. I just bought this house, so I'm a little broke at the moment, so that's going to have to wait a while. So I hope you enjoyed this video on tearing out all these benches. Next video should be setting the Rockford lathe over here, going into the farm and getting it and bringing it up here.